Alright, what about the Game Bros station? Where'd they go?
Oh, welcome back. Where'd they go?
Where did they go?
Where did the Goosely go? Did they reset their, like, hiding thing if you wait a certain amount of time?
Oh. You know, I'm actually not sure on that.
If that's the case, oops.
No, it's okay. If it is...
I did not mean to do that.
No, good.
Aww.
Besides, gonna...
Well, I hear them. They're in the room, I guess.
Yeah. It's in there somewhere. Usually at this point, sometimes when that alarm isn't really helping, like, you know, it's turning yellow, but it's not really doing shit for us, I just kind of vacuum at things until something triggers.
Plus, don't they, like, rotate around, so it's like they're not actually in one spot, they're just kind of like...
Yeah, no, they're... Yeah, they change spots.
Aww.
I can hear him laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hello.
But yeah, so I remember...
Luigi, would you hit this thing?
There you go, you got him. I'm under boo, alright.
Right up on you.
That's very erotic of you.
Yeah. Come here, Underboo. Come here.
Oh, is this what
Get in my vacuum.
It's not an underdog thing, it's underwear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Okay, so you're saying he'll give you a wedgie?
Yep.
Dude.
Wedgie joke!
So I guess I remember I was mentioning like an episode or two ago about criticisms and critiques and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was this one point I kind of wanted to bring up to you, which was a real interesting observation.
Yeah.
When it comes to like how serious some people take certain things versus like just entertainment, pure value.
Mm-hmm.
Like semi-dating the episode a few weeks ago, the Hugh Jackman film The Greatest Showman came out, and I hear it's got like great soundtrack. Like the musical numbers are fantastic. The story itself is just kind of like paint by numbers, uninspired in a sense. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. And I'm not saying all critics think this way, but there's like a niche group that seem to be heavily criticizing the film for not being historically accurate to Barnum's circus-making ways. Like, you know, with like the whole abused elephants and how they handle... Pretty much like the grit and dark side of Barnum's circus. Oh, yeah, with the mustache, yeah, yeah. Oh god, who's this guy? What do you think of old me jar collection then? Pretty amazing. Don't you say? Welly, welly, well, you can't just look at them for free. How can we? No, I think not. If you'd like to view me jars, you best challenge me first. Oh, is this one of those, find them things?
Maybe.
It's on then. Show me, many of you freeze there with the ice boil. If you freeze 7 on me and then win, righty right. If you lose, mate, it's out the door with you. Righto, bring it on. Okay, well anyway, you do this while I talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are crucifying the film for not being historically accurate. And that's like a heavy knock on them. And it seems, dare I say, hypocritical to think that way of like how historical a movie is based off the source material, where you just gave Inglourious Bastards a high-end praise. Game over, mates! And the results are... You got 7 on me, boyo! I can't believe it, how could I lose? You made me face red for sure, old mustache boy. Maybe you'd be fancy getting stuff in my ears, Joz. Now you gotta fight him.
I guess so, yeah. Oh.
Let's spoil.
Ah!
Hey, he's throwing the jaws at you.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Honestly, I did not know he was even in this room, so that's something.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, it's like Inglourious Bastards. That's obviously like a fictional take on Nazis and, spoiler alert, how Hitler dies
Yeah.
in that is like not even remotely close to what actually happened.
Yeah.
And yet people praise the film for being a good movie. Or whatever. I've never seen it, and I'm sure it's a decent movie. For sure. But yeah, it's like that took liberties, historical liberties,
Yeah.
and that got passed, but Greatest Showman took some historical liberties, but that doesn't warrant it to give it a pass, and it's like, how is that even fair?
Yeah, it doesn't really sound fair.
And what I might say is a little controversial towards me, not you, Jared, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Is that's kind of how I feel when it comes to a lot of criticism on certain things. Like, that definitely reminds me of the, hey, Bootcast, the Boo, fucking whatever. That one made more sense than the Boo 06.
Yeah.
The Netflix movie Death Note. A lot of people did not like it. I watched it, and I thought it was okay, but as a film, it had quite a few number of flaws. Fundamental film issues, pacing, tone, and all that. I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever, as according to many Death Note people. But what bugged me about how people were criticizing it is that people were just saying, oh, this is whitewashing, or this isn't Seattle, or whatever. This is not the Death Note that I watched or read in the manga. And I'm like, that's fine, but can you tell me the movie on its own merits, as a movie, as its own thing, what was it a believable world? Was it a believable story? Did the pacing in the movie make sense? If not, let me know of the movie of its own merits, what did not work just within its own merits.
Yeah.
No one was doing that. Everyone was just jumping ship saying, oh, the original source material took place in Japan, and this is not a Japanese person in Japan. This is just a white guy in Seattle. This is a horrible movie. It's like, there are two separate universes.
Yeah.
Alternate universes. It's fine to have different adaptations. I'm just asking, does the story in this movie make sense, work, or even be compelling? And you say, okay, no, the story did not work. This scene did not work. It seems a little hammy or underacted, whatever. Then I'd say, like, okay, how is this scene handled in other source material? That's when I become okay with that kind of comparison.
Yeah.
You start comparing saying, like, okay, it wasn't really done well in this movie. However, in the manga or book, whatever, not really talking about Death Note at this point.
Yeah.
The scene was handled better because the character had like a couple seconds to lament and started to talk in a certain psychological way, and that's why this scene worked much better in this than in the movie, where I felt like it was rushed or there was no thought behind whatever. That's kind of where I stand when it comes to criticizing things based off, wow, this guy is stubborn.
Yeah.
Off source materials, like, okay, adaptations, just try to isolate it to its own merits. I mean, fuck, with the logic that people brought on with Death Note, why are they not applying that same logic to the MCU? Because Civil War was a pretty good movie. I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a far cry from what the original graphic novel run was.
Yeah.
I mean, what? The graphic novel, the comic, was all about superheroes and showing their secret identity or not.
Yeah.
And Tony was like, yeah, sure, I'll show myself. Like Captain America. Was it Captain America? I was like, no, I won't show myself.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. And Spider-Man was kind of like the make it or break it, because he was kind of like in the middle. And the film was not about secret identities. It was all about, should superheroes work under the UN and act upon them or not? The Accords.
Yeah.
And Iron Man was like, yes, we gotta be accountable for our actions. And Captain America was like, I don't believe we should rely on multiple governments and
Man, there's a lot of ghosts in here.
politicians to dictate whose lives matter or not. It should be up to the individual.
Yeah.
So that was the change. And so it worked as a film. Now, I'm not saying, LOL, that Death Note had a compelling story or not, compared to like the original source material, because I never read the manga and never watched the anime. I don't really plan on it, unless Ivan begs for me, then I will. Because he's the only one I trust when it comes to anime.
Hey, I gave you some good suggestions before.
Okay, so I trust Ivan's opinion on anime, sometimes Jared, but no one else. Like I said, my honest opinion with the Death Note is that it had interesting potential, but there was some fundamental film issues that I had. Pacing, some parts were edited a little weird for my taste.
Yeah.
But for what it was, I really liked... what the hell is Ryuk?
Yeah, Ryuk.
I liked William Dafoe's performance as Ryuk. There wasn't a lot of him in it, per se. Well, no, he was in there plenty. And despite the fact that people are just, like, doing the whole, like, race washing, like, oh, you made L a black guy? It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I actually thought L was a really fascinating character. Like, I wanted to learn more about him. And isn't that the fucking point about these movies? Movies should make you want more.
Yeah.
And granted, you could argue and say, like, well, no, shouldn't a movie be satisfying at the end? And it's like, yeah, no, it should definitely. But there's nothing wrong for a movie saying, like, I want to explore this world more. I want to hang out with these characters some more. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted to hang around L some more because I wanted to learn more about him, how he perceives moral values, how he fits in the whole thing, grand scheme of things. He was just a fascinating guy.
Oh, yeah.
Whether he's like the manga anime one or not, I don't care. I'm talking about this L.
Yeah.
As far as Light goes, he's just kind of a generic character. I was just like, whatever. Didn't really mean much to me.
Yeah. One of the... Besides... Oh, it's not like the... Besides that complaint that I heard, the one thing I heard about L that's different... Not L. Light in the Netflix movie than the manga, anime, or even the live-action movie that Japan did.
Yeah.
Well, movies. Is that Light in the original series and everything is... Once he gets the Death Note, he becomes very self-righteous. He wants to fix the world. He needs to fix the world and become its new god to protect everyone from themselves and that sort of philosophy and everything.
The way I heard it is that they actually described the story Death Note as more of kind of a flip of the hero story. We're actually watching a villain do things.
Exactly.
So I think the idea is that Light is not supposed to be likable.
No, he's not.
And you could argue and say, like, well, Netflix's Death Note Light wasn't likable. Just because he wasn't the anime version. It's like, you don't want him to be likable because of how he approaches everything. So, obviously the manga and the anime do it better. I'll give you that. But...
Oh my god.
They kind of like redirected who the antagonist is or who the bad guy is in the movie. Not super well, in my opinion. I kind of saw that like a mile coming. How it was solved was kind of interesting, but I won't give it away. Even though I'm sure most of you are not even going to bother. But back to like the Greatest Showman, historical things. Like I said, when you see a movie, like, yes, all film is subjective. Everyone's got their own different tastes. I don't really care for dramas or anime. I like comedy and alien action type shit. Not super into fantasy. But when it comes to watching films in general, you should analyze it in a fundamental sense. Analyze it for what it is. Don't apply the source material and say, oh, you made the car blue instead of in the original source material it was green, so fuck, I give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Critique the medium for what it is. And if something doesn't work and the source material otherwise did it better, then apply that. Otherwise, you say, fundamentally, this is not working as a film. And with that lovely note, be sure to say, Matt, I hate you, but we love Jared in the comment section below. And give us a like. A like to Jared. And subscribe. But you could be mad at me if you want. To be continued, everyone.